Get ready for an unfiltered dose of reality straight from the streets. Introducing the Ask a Cop podcast on YouTube. Join Daryl Triplett, a seasoned 30-year vet, and Jeff Blair, a no-nonsense 14-year vet, as they dive deep into law enforcement. They're here to break down barriers and answer your burning questions. Curious? Visit askacop.live. Ask a Cop, every Thursday at 8 p.m. Subscribe now at askacop.live. It's time to Ask a Cop.
Let's go.
Hello, everybody. Let's go. Let's get it. This is your boy, Daryl Triplett.
And I'm Jeff.
That is not how you say it.
It is.
It is not how you say it, bro. Come on, do it. Just one time. Just do it for the fans.
My name's Jeff.
I'm Jeff. And welcome to the Ask a Cop show once again, where you get to call in and ask a cop. Unfortunately, well, I don't know if it's unfortunately or fortunately, you got two cops right here that can answer just about any question that your little heart desires when it comes to law enforcement. We have a great show for you tonight.
I got a secret.
Okay.
Yesterday was Daryl's birthday.
Hey.
Everybody say happy birthday to Daryl. He turned 62 yesterday.
62, yeah, right.
62 years young.
Right. 62 young, yeah. Do I look at this face, guys? Look at this beautiful face right here. Y'all know this ain't no
black don't crack.
Well, yeah, not unless you smoke it. I'm gonna tell you now. Welcome to the Ask a Cop show, people, where we keep it lit live. We keep it real here. I'm gonna tell you, the more of these woofers that we drink, the realer it's gonna get. We have a great show planned up for you guys tonight. We're gonna change it up just a little bit, though. We are going to do something a little different. As you can see. Oh, thank you, John. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I turned 54 yesterday, and I feel 34, but I look 24. Hey, that's what it is.
If I look 50.
Nah. So we're going to do a little something today, a little different. Jeff had a great idea, switching up the show a little bit. And we are going to, no, I've got to say you, because if this goes sideways, it's on you, buddy. Yeah, it's all on you.
I see what you do.
So what we're going to do, we're going to play a game on this show here real quick. Now we're going to move along here because we have some very hot topics that we want to, thank you, Desiree. Thank you. Happy birthday to me. Do I look 50, Desiree? John, do I look 50? I don't look 50. I hope not. I better not. I look more like 34. I'm more like 25, 24. Anyway, I gotta keep focused today. We got a lot to cover. Okay, so we're gonna play this game.
That's what happens when you get old. you see your president.
I'm Joe Biden over here.
Joe Jr. over here.
Welcome to The Price is Right. My name is Bob Barker.
Or is it?
I don't know. So yeah, we got a little game that we're going to line up. Now, this game is surrounded at most of us who's mid-age know this, the Andy Griffin Show. So if not a day over 40, that's what I'm talking about, Desiree.
Jesus.
That's what I'm talking about.
Can't tell the truth.
And so what we're going to do, we're going to actually give you money. Yes, I said it. We're going to give you money. Today, we will Cash App you if you get these answers right. If you get these answers right, we're going to Cash App you. But first, some housekeeping rules. Like I said, if you got a question, please call in 770-727-1620. That's 1620, or you can go to askacop.live. We now have a Cash App at $AskACop. It is a new Cash App, but we do have a Cash App now. So if you feel sorry for me and this poor bastard over here, you could always send us $5.
35 cents a day could take care of one of us. That's all we need.
35 cents a day will feed a hungry cop somewhere.
Our skin is falling off from billions of people. Well, 35 cents. Not
my skin.
This was eating good over here.
I'm taking that 35 cents and going to McDonald's.
Exactly.
So we're gonna have some people call in also. We're gonna have Steve Turner back on the phone or back on the line with us because we have some very important topics to discuss. Good. So at 8:15, he's coming on. So our producer will keep us in line with that. I see he's waiting in the queue right now, so very good. So let's get on with this game real quick. So I'm going to read one, Jeff's going to read one. This is going to be about Andy Griffith Show. If you know the answer, then I need you to type it in the chat box. I need everybody to share this link right now. Everybody share the link. We're up to 852 views right now. 852.
Rizzy, thank you. We're glad to have you back as well.
Yay! Yes, I remember you from last time. Everybody share the link. Everybody share that link, please. This is how we make it go viral. Make it go viral. Viral. Okay. All right. So first question is, okay, who played the role of Sheriff Andy Taylor in the? Wait, go back one. What the heck?
No, this is correct.
No, go. Oh.
Calm down. I'm correct. Just read this question.
Wait a minute, son. First off, I'm still your father. I don't care if we're on the air or not.
Just read the damn.
Okay. All right. What is the name of? No. Go back to the other one. Okay, right. That one. Let's do this one first. All right. Who played the role of Sheriff Andy Taylor in the Andy Griffin Show? What was the name of the person who played the sheriff, Andy Taylor, in the Andy Griffin Show?
Was his name Andy Taylor in the show? This is a little beyond me.
Correct. Yes, his name was Andy Griffith, right? Who played Sheriff Andy Taylor in the Andy Griffin Show? Anybody?
Fred Sanford.
Fred Sanford. What up? This is the reason why people get canceled. Nobody knows? Chance to win some money here. We got $40 to give away. The winner of this contest. Nobody knows. And y'all quit Googling it. Don't you Google it, for God's sakes. Desiree. Okay. Desiree said Andy Taylor.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think you put that question up.
No, it's not.
And his name Andy Griffin in the show?
No. His name is Sheriff Andy Taylor in the Andy Griffin Show. Yes. Who is Daily Dose of Inspiration? Daily Dose of Inspiration got it right. It's Andy Griffin. Andy Griffin.
Use some sound effects.
Okay. Okay. All right. So stay in there. Daily Dose. Stay in there. We got a couple more questions that you got to answer. All right. I'll read this one and you can take the next one.
All right.
So John said Don Knox. Negative. Okay. Here's the next question. Question 2. What is the name of Andy Taylor's son on the show?
The son.
That's very crazy. What is the name?
You said the same thing I said. I think he really fucked that question up. So yes.
What is the name of Andy Taylor's son on the Andy Griffin Show? Y'all got 5 seconds to answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nobody answered? No one answered. Nobody knows the name of Andy Taylor's son on the show.
He had really big ears. I'll give you a hint.
John got it. John Opie Taylor.
Opie.
Okay. All right. One for John. Are we keeping score here? Yes. Producer, write it on the board. Write it on the board, producer. Daily Dose has one. Okay. Daily Dose got one right. John's got one right. Okay, you read the third one.
All right. What's the name of Andy Taylor's deputy sheriff? Real goofy looking fella.
What's the name of Andy Taylor's deputy sheriff? Quickly.
I think everybody knows that one.
5,
How do
4,
I get our reward?
3. We're gonna cash app it to you.
We're gonna cash app it to you.
3, 2. But you gotta get them. You gotta get them right. You gotta get more than John right. 2, 1. Come on, y'all. Y'all should know this.
Yes, and the answer is.
Give them 10 seconds. There's
10.
Okay, fine. We'll give them 5 more seconds,
that's right.
so they can Google it.
Yeah.
You know that internet. Oh, wow. Whoa.
We speed it up, son.
Okay, we're up to 5,803 views right now.
What's
Everybody
up,
share it. Everybody share it. Mikey, how you doing?
John, you're right. Barney Fife.
John, you are absolutely right. Okay, that's
Right.
two. John's got two.
Last
John's got
question
two.
here. Last question, and we're going to move on.
Okay.
All right, it's on you.
Okay. All right. This is a difficult one. In which fictional town is the Andy Griffin Show set? In which fictional town is the Andy Griffin Show set? 10.
What's the name of the city,
9,
town,
8,
place?
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nobody knows this? Are you kidding me?
That's okay. We gotta give some time. Give some time. This is the last one, so let's make it.
Come on.
There we go.
Somebody
John
said
says
USA.
Mayberry.
John's got it. Mayberry.
Yeah.
Dang on, John's got it. That's 3 John's got.
John got 3. So John,
you are the official winner.
Mayberry, North
Mayberry.
Carolina. He even put the state in there.
Boy, I tell you. Okay, I got one more, and then we got to move on. One more. Okay. What is the instrument? Go to this one here. What is the instrument? What instrument did Andy Taylor often play during the show? What is the instrument Andy Taylor generally played during the show? Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, you couldn't Google that one, huh, John? Gotcha.
John probably called his grandma.
It was the guitar, but still. Oh, someone said banjo. Almost.
It is a banjo.
Yep.
It is. You said guitar, so yeah, that's your second question.
Yep. Desiree's still hanging in there with us. She's always a good supporter of the show. It's a guitar. All right. So we do have a winner. And our winner is who? Producer?
John.
Our producer says our winner is John. Good job, buddy. Good job. If you will send me a $40 Cash App request to $, Ask a Cop, $, Ask a Cop, John, $, Ask a Cop, and we will Cash App you $40 right now for being the winner of the show and being a good sport.
Good job, John.
Good job, John.
Way to hang
Who
in.
says it don't pay to watch the show? Okay.
All right.
All right. So we got to get down to some business here, people. And so we got a couple different things going on here today. So number one, what we want to talk about was, well, first off, let's do this here. I want to invite our guest on right now. This guest needs no introduction. He's a friend of the show. He's been on the show before. His name is Steve Turner. He's got over 30 years in law enforcement. He's got over 30 years in the security field also. He is a good friend of the show. He's a cop's cop. He's fair. He's stern. But he's a realist also. So I'd like to welcome to the show right now, Mr. Steve Turner.
What's up? What's up?
How are you?
All is well. All is well.
Good. We don't have no audio issues today, so we got everything fixed up here.
Trying to make me sound old, man. 30 years is a long time. I ain't been in that long. I'm close, but not quite.
How many years you got?
25.
Oh, 25 years. Okay.
I'm close, man. I'm close, but you know.
I guess this old guy.
I guess I'm just the old one on the show then. Jesus.
He just turned 60 yesterday, so we gotta forgive him.
Yeah.
We gotta forgive him.
Okay. So okay, does the Daily Dose Show, that's my Cash App. I don't okay. Daily Dose Show of Inspiration. John's the winner, sir. What you talking about, buddy?
Johnny Boy?
Yeah, Johnny Boy's the winner. Okay, all right. So getting back to it. So we have an exciting show lined up for us today, and what we want to talk about. One thing about Steve, why I want him back, is he is the guru of traffic. He is a traffic Nazi. Jeff is a traffic Nazi here also. So this will be really good. A lot of us get pulled over by the men and women in blue, and we don't know what to do. So before we go into our next segment of the show, I have about a couple of slides that I want to run through real quick, and I'm sure that Steve will be more than happy to interject his expertise and breaking these down, because a lot of us as civilians don't know what to expect when the police pulls us over. You know, you get nervous. You're like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? I pull down a window, and then you listening to Pookie and Ray Ray on the phone talk about, you don't gotta let down your window for them. You don't gotta tell them shit. And you're going to get snatched out that car. Right. You tell Pookie and Ray Ray to come make your bail. So if we go to the slides, the next slide, please. So let's just jump right into this here. So this is called surviving the stop. Okay. And going to the next stop here. We're going to go on and just jump right into this here. So you want to take the first one, son?
Yeah,
or you want me to take it?
All right. So one of the biggest questions that we hear in the survey that we did was about, do we have to stop? If you're getting pulled over, you see the blue lights that's behind you, do you have to stop? Steve, I can see it in your face like you really want to jump on this one. Go ahead. Do you have to stop when those blue lights get on you on the road?
All right, so first of all,
hold on a second before you answer that question. Daily Dose, go on and send me your Cash App. Yeah, it's a game, buddy. You don't just get one question and get the whole thing. But send me your Cash App. I'm gonna show you a little love anyway. I'm gonna show you a little love. But go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, so I mean, let me tell you something. If blue lights cut on, do not ever question, does he have a legal right to pull me over? Pull your butt over, because you can't win on the side of the road.
Exactly.
Correct.
Exactly.
Even
Right.
having 25 years in this, I would never say, I wonder if I should stop because I don't think he got something to pull me over for.
Exactly. That's the wrong answer.
Yeah, just the wrong answer.
Yeah.
Right. So in the piggyback of what Steve said, the importance of understanding your rights and the responsibilities during this traffic stop. And we're going to talk about it in Georgia because that's where we're from and that's where we know. What the officer is going to be going by is OCGA as a source of legal information here. Okay. So everything that we're going to reference today will be from OCGA. So this is very important because we don't want to just tell you, yes, pull over. We want to tell you the legal reason why you have to pull over. OCGA 46395. It is illegal to flee or attempt to elude a police officer. A driver must pull over when signaled by a police officer. That's section OCGA. You can look it up yourself. We're not making this up as we go along. 40-6-395. It may vary state to state, people, but I could tell you right now, don't go running from the police. Don't go.
Every state, it is
right.
illegal.
It's illegal.
If your ass
All
in
right?
South Carolina and you just so happen to cross over into Georgia, that shit's still legal over here. You better stop.
Right.
It's illegal. You can't do
Okay. All right. So we're going to go on and get through this here. Go on to the right, pull over. Go ahead to the next slide. Okay. Here's another real good one here. Do you have to produce a driver's license when asked? Steve, take it.
Absolutely. In the state of Georgia and probably most 50 states, the only time that you're required to produce a driver's license or ID is when you are operating a motor vehicle. So let's say an officer comes to you on the side of the sidewalk and he just pop up and ask you for your ID for no reason. Legally, I don't have to give it to him unless he has RAS, right? Reasonable suspicion that a crime is either being committed or afoot or something like that. But in the car, if you're driving, you have no choice but to relinquish your driver's license because you're operating a motor vehicle. Unfortunately, that's just the state of Georgia laws. And I don't know if you guys have something in the future slides, but I'm going to go even one step further and tell you that if they ask you to step your butt up out that car, Pennsylvania versus Mims Supreme Court case law says you have to get out and your passenger must also get out if they ask you to get out. That's Pennsylvania versus Mims. Look it up if you have any questions about it, because it's required for you to know it, because just like for an officer and yourself, there's no ignorance of the law, like of being an excuse. There's no excuse for being ignorant of the law. And then
now, Steve, I got a quick question. I got a quick question to go off what you just said. So let's just say, for instance, you pull me over and you ask me to get out, and I say, no, I ain't getting out.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Pennsylvania versus Mims has said that officers can pull you out for their feeling of safety. It doesn't have anything to do with how you feel, unfortunately. Is if an officer feels like something is suspicious and you know you've done nothing wrong, right? You got stopped for a stop sign violation. You're like, why are you pulling me out the car for a stop sign? And they say, because I can. Legally, they're right based on the Supreme Court ruling. Now, can it be argued in court that you didn't have to get out that car? Yeah, because the Supreme Court ruling went into some things about when an officer really can pull you out that car. But on the side of the road is not going to be the time, because if that officer asks you to get out the car, usually, if you don't, you're going to find the right one, unfortunately.
You're going to get snatched
You're going to get snatched out the car. Good morning, everybody. I see y'all checking in. Thank y'all for joining the show.
Hey.
We're talking about traffic stops. No matter where you are in this world, you're going to have police. They're going to be stopping you. So listen up to this. This is very, 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 I got you, Daily Dose. I got you, brother. Oh, or sister, whoever you are. Okay. All right. The code section that governs that is OCGA 4529. 4529, it says, guess what? Bam. You have to produce a driver's license if you're driving that damn car. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you don't, you're wrong. You're wrong. It's two left shoes. Period, point blank.
Yep, got you.
Okay. Now,
this next one is a good one.
Yep, go ahead. I'll let you take it.
Because I find
Desiree got a good question.
Oh, huh?
I said Desiree has a good question.
Oh, what does she say? What does Desi say?
Read that, producer. What? I can't see it from here.
I got you. So what is the best way of reaching for your credentials without feeling afraid by the officer, especially in a state with free to carry law?
Oh, let me answer that one. Let me go first on that one. Let me go first on that one. So all of us are fathers, right? So most of the time we teach our kids, hey, listen, when you get pulled over, you watch TV. I already have that shit ready when we get to the door. You already know that for the least that we're going to ask for is license and registration, and sometimes proof of insurance, right? Go ahead and have that out. By the time we get to your car, by the time we walk up to your car door, you should already have all that out in your hand. You should not have to reach for anything by the time we get there. That's the safest way to go about that.
And if it's nighttime and you're being pulled over, another thing that I always tell people is cut your interior lights on and roll down your windows.
Yes.
Because especially if you have tint on your windows and stuff like that, it put the officer at ease.
At ease, yep.
All right.
That's
so
the best way to get out
that's the best way. Yep. Because if I can see in your car and know that there's no funny business going on, stuff like that, it's going to put me a little bit at ease. Not to say that you can't produce a gun from under your leg and shoot me, but what I'm saying is that at least you're going through all the right steps. So cut that interior light on, keep your hands on the steering wheel at 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock on the steering wheel. Have your credentials in your hand already. Here you go, officer. If you're carrying a weapon, tell the officer, hey, just want to let you know my weapon's on my right side. I'm not reaching for it. And most of the time, the officer will probably say, just leave it where it is.
As long as you don't touch it.
Yeah, just leave it where it is. I've said that a million times. Just leave it where it is. I'm not concerned with the weapon.
Got two things for that.
Go ahead.
First one would be, only other time that I would tell somebody not to reach for something is if you got that bad boy sitting in the back seat somewhere where you have to start moving around way too much. Just wait for the officer to get to the car. Say, hey, my stuff is over here. Do you mind? Or can I reach for it? Because you moving too much while they're pulling you over, or it's them sitting behind you, is going to cause sometimes panic for some officers. People like myself, maybe Jeff and Trip, it's like nothing to us because we've been doing it so long. It's ingrained in our head. It's okay. I don't have to fear everybody. But some officers just don't have that in their head yet that, hey, it's okay. Maybe they're not trying to hurt me. Maybe they're looking for something and it's fine. So try not to do that if that thing is not readily accessible. And in my opinion, you should keep maybe not your driver's license, but all the other information right above your head on your
sun
rear-
visor.
right, so you can have access to it. And the second thing I was going to say, firearms. I don't like firearms to be out, especially when you're being pulled over. There's just a lot of officers that don't know how to handle visible firearms. It's the weirdest thing in the world to me, but I've seen way too many officers working next to me screaming gun, and I'm looking around looking for a darn gun because I'm like, where? Because I've already seen that gun in the car. Right. It was fine.
Right.
Why are you screaming about it? I saw it.
Right.
We don't have to scream about it. He put it there
Right.
so we could see it, so you could relax and not be afraid. But you took it as it was a danger to me because it's out in the open. I like people that have it out in the open, in my personal opinion, but I always tell people against it just because of some of the officers that I've worked beside freaking out when they see a gun in the open.
Right.
And Steve, to piggyback off something you said too, guys, when you're on these traffic stops, Steve made a really good point about if your credentials are for whatever reason in the back seat and you're doing a lot of moving around, and you might say, well, wait, if I got to get it, then I got to get it. But Steve made a really good point. When for some officers, when you get to moving around like that,
that's indicated.
For us, I've heard officers on the radio, hey, I have a lot of movement. Can you send me another unit?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's not a bad thing because sometimes, I'm going to ask the question too, like, hey, why are they reaching in their back seat? So I'm going to stop what I'm doing and I'm going to get up to that car as fast as I can because they're reaching for something. So just for the safety aspect for both the officer and you being pulled over, like Steve said, if the shit's not in your arm's reach, wait till the officer gets there. Let them know, hey, my stuff is here. It's there. But yes, that was a really good point, Steve.
Yeah. So we'll move on. Man, I like him. Okay, so right. He's like, come on. All right. So do you have to? Okay, go to the next slide, buddy. Okay. Do you have to have a valid insurance in the state of Georgia? This is a big one. OCGA 46-10, and whatever your section codes section is in your state, you have the same thing. Yep. Absolutely, positively. If that vehicle's on the road, if it's on the road operating, you have to have valid insurance coverage on it. If not, it is subject to be towed and all that other good stuff.
It's a fingerprintable offense, so you will go to jail for not having the proper insurance on your vehicle. That is a fingerprintable offense. I repeat, you will go to jail if you do not have it.
A lot of times I let them, if they have it and there's no accident or nothing like that, just me personally, I'll let them get insurance on the side of the road. Sometimes I will, if they're not being an asshole, nothing like that. I know you're not supposed to, but sometimes I will do that. I'm not gonna lie.
You're a sweetheart. I mean, I know you're like just 16, and I know you're just a sweet guy. But for me, that's an automatic hell no. I don't have time to stay on the side of the road with you. When I have you on the side of the road, you're under my control. You're under my care. If anything was to happen while we're sitting there and you're trying to get insurance, that's not going to happen on me. So I'm the total opposite of this guy. We're not getting insurance on the side of the road. I'm sorry.
That's the reason why you want to be pulled over by me and not him.
Listen.
Okay, yeah. So here's some of the things real quick. Drivers are required to have valid motor vehicle and liability insurance. License suspensions. Your driver's license may be suspended until proof of insurance may be provided. Proof of insurance must be maintained in the motor vehicle and present upon the request of the law enforcement officer. Vehicle impound. Your vehicle may be impounded, or the law actually says shall be removed from the roadway.
Yes, but it should be impounded.
Right.
If it does not have insurance on it, that vehicle cannot move.
It cannot move.
It has to be
right. Right.
Move.
Absolutely. Not unless where it's on private property.
If it's on private property, yeah, you can't tow.
Right. If it's on private property, then you're safe. Not unless I seen you drive it onto private property.
Now, what you don't, that's what I was about to say. Don't not stop for the officer trying to say, let me get to this private property.
Right.
No, you're going to get your ass snapshot the car. You're going to get a looting charge on you as well. So don't do that. If you're on the road, get on the side of the road, like the officer trying to pull you over.
Right.
But don't hesitate for that reason.
Okay. So consequences for not having insurance. This is a big one. Criminal charges. You may face misdemeanor charges leading to possible jail time. Okay. Number 2, fines and penalties. Fines ranging from $200 to $1,000 can be imposed against you. Insurance database. The Georgia Electronic Insurance Compliance System, GEICS, tracks insurance status. Law enforcement can verify your insurance status electronically.
Now, I can't remember, Steve. You might help me out too. Is that your license get suspended too for getting a no insurance ticket, right?
Yes, yeah, you can get suspended.
That'll affect your driver's license. Yeah, I thought so.
Okay. Next slide. I'll let you take that. Just right there. Just flip it.
Do you have to get out of the vehicle? Yeah, we talked about this. We did talk about this one already. Do you have to get out of the vehicle? So that is yes. If the officer asks you to get out of the vehicle during that traffic stop for whatever reason, it could be, hey, I want us to get to a safer place. You might have officers that will be nice enough to you to give you a reason why. But then you might have an officer that says, ma'am, I do not have, ma'am or sir, we don't have time to do this. I do need you to go and step out the car. Come on back with me. Let's get through this so we can get on out the way. So to answer that, yes, you do have to.
And what's the section code section for that?
That is 40-6-95. An officer may request that a driver exit the vehicle for safety reasons. Compliance is required for a lawful request. So once you're on that traffic stop, everything that's requested at that time, it is a lawful request. He's there doing a job under the color of the law. So if he is asking you to get out of the car, then just do it, guys.
Please do it.
Don't fight. Don't make shit worse. You see in so many cases, things are blown out of proportion. It's made so much worse than what it should be. And I teach my kids the same thing. We talk about traffic stops. Hey, if when officers walk up to the car, go ahead and have your things ready. If that officer asks you for whatever reason to step out of the car, go ahead and step out of the car. Whatever happens from that point, we can deal with it. If you do, let's say you get arrested for, I don't know, he found marijuana in the car, whatever, we can deal with that shit later. But I'd rather you do what you're supposed to do than to get yourself hurt on the side of the road, not complying with what the officer's telling you to do.
Right. You guys go ahead and share these links. Go ahead and share these links. Let's get it up. See if we can get past. We're at 8,724. Let's see if we can get to 9,000. See if we can get to 9,000. Go on to the next slide. Can an officer tow your car? OCGA 46206 says absolutely positively. Did I say that right? Absolutely positively.
Well, I don't know you get no.
I don't know.
Just repeat it. Just slow.
Absolutely positively. 40-6-206.
You got it.
Yeah, we got
Situations where officers can legally tow your vehicle. Common reasons include unlicensed drivers, all right, vehicle impoundment due to DUIs or abandonment of vehicles. So yes, an officer does have a right to tow your vehicle. I will say this: you'd probably rather get teeth pulled than to get your vehicle towed, knowing you got to get up and go to work the next morning. But I'm telling you now, if you fight the officer, they're just going to lock you up, and you're going to have hell of other charges, probably a trip to your local hospital, because someone's going to probably end up getting hurt, and you're going to still get your car impounded. Yeah. So just listen. I know it's a pain in the ass. I know nobody wants to do it, but just do it. Yeah. Just do it. You don't have no choice. My son had that same encounter, and yeah. On to the next slide.
Yeah, well,
no, yeah. The officer was nice enough once I arrived not to tow the car, but it was going to get towed. Yeah. And it would have just gotten towed. But hey, it is what it is.
Yep. But everybody was safe.
Everybody was safe. He wasn't mean to her, nothing like that. Yeah. And the officer cut him a break. So niceness will carry you. It's nice to meet you too, Box. Niceness will carry you a long way. Can an officer arrest you for any traffic violation? Oh, Steve, you can take that one.
That's a good one here.
That's right. Your thing.
All right, so to understand that, you got to understand that every charge in that OCGA book is a state charge. And if it's a state charge, you can go to jail for it. It does not mean that you will, but never find yourself turning that from a ticket to a jail ride. You control that most of the time. This little mouth right here controls that most of the time. Because there are officers out there that they just wanted you to go to jail. Nothing you can do about it. Do not fight on the side of the road. You have no choice in the matter. I don't care what laws you try to throw them, case laws, all this other stuff. Remember, if they are willing to take that lawsuit on, that's on them. But there's nothing you can do about it on the side of the road. Even if you have a great case, it won't matter.
Right. 17-423 talks about that. Can an officer arrest you for any traffic violations? Officers can arrest drivers for certain traffic violations, particularly, and they're just saying particularly, not one way or the other, particularly those that pose threats to public safety, like DUI, reckless driving, hit and run, vehicular homicide, stuff like that. So there's a whole list of it also. Okay. All right. Going to the next slide there.
And I'll give one example about that, and I'll keep it short. Can an officer arrest you on a traffic violation? And when we say yes, Steve said it too. Your mouth will get you in a lot of trouble, and we see a lot of traffic stops. A lot of the shit that you see on the national news could have been avoided by sometimes your mouth. And so I've had, for instance, where you pull somebody over, they don't have insurance. Now, driving with no insurance is a fingerprintable offense, which means you're supposed to go to jail. But I've had times where I did have to tow the vehicle because they cannot drive it off. I'll tow the vehicle. Hey, you can call somebody else to come get you. I'm not going to arrest you, but I'm going to cut you a little break. You're still going to get the ticket. Still got to get towed, but you're not going to jail. But
New York City's in the house.
Yeah, but that offense, New York, all right.
New York City in the house. Shout out to New York City.
But that's just an example of, when you're participating on these traffic stops, when you're participating in a positive way, sometimes the officer will and can look out for you. That's our discretion that we have.
It is.
So, yeah.
I've paid for people's tows before.
I remember.
You remember that day? That where the guy came to the scene and he didn't know his wife drove the car and the car didn't have insurance, the other officer was going to tow it. The tow truck was there. I did not, as a supervisor, I probably could have overrode the officer, but I'm not like that. Yeah. So what I did was instead I said, listen, I can't override the officer, but I felt sorry for the guy and the girl because I knew they were having a hard time. And I said, I tell you what I could do is I could pay your tow bill. And I paid the $89 for them to let the car down or to tow the car to their house. Yeah. So I paid that.
Such a sweet guy.
Yes, I am such a sweet guy.
When we get old, Steve, we gotta
y'all abandon me in a damn nursing home.
Steve, we gotta hold on to our shit, man. When we get older, we can't do shit like this. Man. This guy's very nice to me.
United Kingdom in the house. All right, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what's up.
Hey, share this link, y'all. Share this link. We went down. How the hell we go down, y'all? Come on now. We're down to 6,089 people. We got to get it up. We got to get it up. Let's go.
At 9,000. We're getting there.
We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. All right, guys. We're going to get through this here because we have another very serious topic to talk about after this one here. It's very serious. It's trending right now. And it's going to be a lot of mixed emotions. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but we got to go by what the law say and all that good stuff. Things that are arrestable charges we talked about again: DUI, driving with suspended license, reckless operation. Reckless operation is becoming a big deal right now because everybody's street racing, drifting, stuff like that.
These damn Hellcats.
It looks cool. It looks cool. I understand. The women are there. You drinking and you're having fun and all this other stuff. It's all good until they lose control of that car and that car hits about 4 or 5, 10 people and starts killing people. So no, we can't have that crap.
You remember that the GSP officer that here in Atlanta? This was about a couple months ago.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Doing the truck, tried to run from him.
I remember that.
Crowd of people.
Yep.
Like that's the shit.
And he hit several people.
He ran
in the car.
a couple people over. Exactly. I could guarantee you his ass went to jail.
Oh yeah, he did because he snatched him out that damn window.
$200 for all my old heads who used to play Monopoly. You know what I'm talking about? His ass went to jail. That's reckless driving, so you can't do it.
Yeah, and don't get mad at the cops. Don't be saying he's so petty, he's so this, he's so no. Your ass shouldn't have been damn doing it.
Shouldn't have been doing
Period, point blank.
Yeah, he
30
hit
miles
quite
per
a
hour
few people.
Is reckless.
What'd you say, Steve?
I said that guy hit quite a few people and hit them pretty bad too.
Oh yeah, he did. He did.
Yep. Okay. Last one here, I believe. Yep. Last one is your rights during a traffic stop. Hear me clearly. You have the right.
Can I say it? You have the
right to shut
shut
the fuck up.
Yes, you have the right to remain silent.
You have.
Once you supply the necessary documents that we asked for,
That's it.
that's it. You don't have to say shit else to us. Use that right, please. Most of the time, I want y'all motherfuckers to use
Shut up. Leave me alone.
Shut the hell up. Give me your license and registration. Let's get on and off the side of this road as soon as possible.
My kid needs shoes. School
Wow.
starts tomorrow. The wife's getting on my nerves.
Yes.
Leave me the hell alone. Take me the fucking go on.
Yes.
He said, I got a
So yes,
boo-boo.
okay.
Hold on, what you say, Steve?
He said, I got a boo-boo.
My stomach rumbling.
Stomach hurt.
I'm about to piss my pants. Okay, you have a right to remain silent. Beyond providing necessary documentations, you have a right to refuse consent to a vehicle search unless there is probable cause for the officer.
Yes.
Steve, would you like to break down probable cause real quick?
Yes, let's talk about the difference, right? So you got reasonable suspicion, meaning it's not a jailable offense as of yet, or not a jailable crime, right? Means that the officer doesn't have enough, right? Probable cause mean I have the facts in play that I know them to be to put your butt in jail. Now, does that mean that you're wrong or you're like a judge will find it guilty or not guilty? No. It just means that on the side of the road, because we're talking about traffic stops, it means that the officer has enough facts to believe that the crime has been committed. That's what probable cause is. It doesn't mean that he's 100% right. Always remember that. It does not mean he's right. It just means he has the facts that he believes inside of his head that he has enough to put you in jail or lock you up or arrest you, which means he has probable cause.
Now, Steve, real quick, what are some of those automatics, right? Like, hey, I don't need to ask you for permission. What are some of those automatics when you walk up to a car?
You say like what, like a suspended license or no?
Yeah, like for instance, we're walking up on the traffic stop and we smell marijuana, for instance, right? At that point, I don't have to ask for consent. At that point, it's, hey, go ahead and step out for me, and we're searching the vehicle, right?
Well, let's not use marijuana because unfortunately, a lot of case laws come up about the Farm Bill Act and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And sometimes, it could be CBD and they'll argue that in court. Unfortunately, until they change it on the books, though, yes. If I smell what I believe to be marijuana as of right now, yeah, I can still search your car because they haven't changed it on the books. It's kind of like window tint law. After they found it unconstitutional, they never changed the laws. So technically, somebody could argue in court that was unconstitutional for you stopping me, and they'll probably win if they have a good lawyer or they have a good person that knows what the heck they're talking about. So, a lot of things, kind of like seeing a baggie which looks like cocaine sitting on your center console that you forgot to
Yeah, that's not enough.
for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, but people do these things. I've locked up people who had it sitting right in front of me, and I couldn't believe it because here I am asking them a question like Steve Harvey, like, "Hey man, you sure you don't have nothing?" And he's like, "Yeah."
No, why would you think that?
Who would ever give you that idea?
Yeah.
I've stopped them and they've had a joint in their ear.
Yeah.
Listen,
Before.
I stopped a motherfucker one time and he had a cold beer, still condensation on it. He's driving and he went through a red light and took a sip of it. That's how I saw it. So I stop him and it's in his cup holder, like it's supposed to be, like it's a soda or something. Yeah.
What are you tripping about, officer? Okay, now the next one is very important. Do you have a right to record the officer? The answer is absolutely positively.
Yes.
You can record. All right. So I know a lot of cops get ticked off by that, but yes, you can record the encounter.
Now, do not be one of those people that gets all up in the officer's face with your camera. Once you do that, all bets are off. Don't do that. If you're going to record, whether you're in your vehicle or you decide to record the traffic stop, or you're just one of those, people that are standing by watching something take place, keep your distance, record safely. If the officer asks you to back up, hey, keep recording, but just back up a little bit. But don't be one of those. I've had them all the time, you know, working, whether I'm on duty or whether I'm just working one of my extra jobs, somebody who wants to be, you know, candid camera and getting all of my personal space. And when I damn near slap the shit out of them, they want to get upset. No, man, back up. You can record, pick your phone up and get your glasses and back the hell up. You know, you got too close.
Oh, God, Jesus. We're surely going to get canceled. I mean, we're surely. Ladies and
gentlemen, this might be our last show.
It's been nice knowing everybody. Thank you for all the warm, kind thoughts.
Damn it, just when we get on the run.
Jesus, when we get on the run. We hit our highest numbers ever. You want to go say this?
Well, so, I said the F word last week. And we're still here.
Yeah, we're still here.
Maybe nobody heard it.
Yeah.
You want me to throw something in there?
So,
I say, you want me to throw something in there on that recording bit?
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, go right ahead.
And this for anybody watching, especially police officers, you know, to understand that the First Amendment auditors are out there and they know the law way better than you do. And they've been through many more lawsuits than you have. And so they know the play, right? And so a couple things to understand from the outside looking in and the inside looking out is that the Supreme Court has ruled that 10 feet is enough for an officer to feel safe. That's number one. But Florida went an edge more and said now they want you to be back 25 feet. And if you really look at it in the totality of things, 25 feet and 10 feet is really not that much space. But this is what things that they consider to be okay. And so, like Jeff said, it's not really the people that are recording. It's the people that are trying to make men's with it, like all in your face or trying to create issues on the scene that bring me away, right? And unfortunately, you know, those things, depending on what court you go to, can be looked at two different ways, right? Number one, I can say that he was fine to record. He has a freedom of speech. He can say whatever he wants to. But at the same time, some courts may say, well, was he truly a distraction by forcing me to pay him mine because he's threatening me or he's saying things that don't really make sense to a person that just wants to stand there and record? So a lot of those things can be looked at many different ways, man. So you just got to understand that. And understand the officer's perspective and also the civilian's perspective, especially for the ones that really know the law, like those First Amendment auditors. They are on it.
Oh, they're out there, and they're trying to get you baited into a lawsuit. Really, is what they're trying to do. And believe me, that lawsuit ain't gonna settle for just no $1 million. It's gonna be up there. It's gonna be up there. So be officers. Yeah, and he's talking to officers. Be very cognizant of that. When you get these idiots come up to you trying to bait you into an argument, stuff like that, a lot of times I just walk away from them. I don't even entertain it anymore.
But the biggest thing, and this is just for the public, this is just for the viewers. The reason why this is a big issue is I was just into this maybe a month ago where I was actually tussling with two people, and I have an individual who wants to record. Now they had their good space, so I didn't have to worry about them. But I've also had people that, if I'm dealing with somebody, I'm trying to get them in cuffs, I'm fighting with them, I'm tussling with them, and then out of my peripheral, I got a motherfucker that's standing right over my shoulder with the camera. I'm gonna feel threatened. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna feel like I'm in danger. Why? Because you are right behind me because you want to record. You are now putting yourself in a situation to get hurt. If you want to record, like Steve just said, you got your 10 feet, you got your 25 feet. Look, record all you want. Do your thing. We're not telling you not to, but just whatever you do, do not walk up on an officer and make him feel like, you know, because you could be anybody else trying to jump the officer. You
don't know that.
You've had situations where somebody's trying to lock, you know, you trying to arrest somebody, and then you got somebody else just about to jump on your back trying to help this person. Don't put the officer in that situation. These are for, like I said, for the citizens, like Steve said, for officers, you know, be mindful of, you know, these people that do this shit for a living. They try to bait us. And so just be mindful, be careful.
So with that being said, we've covered traffic, about what to do, what not to do when you get pulled over. That's very important. That was a hot topic conversation today because there's millions and millions of traffic stops that's done every day. And how we encounter with the officer is very important because it could end up deadly if you're not careful. I know it's uncomfortable. I know nobody wants to do this, but it happens, folks. Remember, niceness can go a long way. Even if you think the officer's wrong, that's not the time on the side of the road to do this. Wait till court handle it in court. All right. This next subject that we're going into is a very, thank you so much.
Thanks, Mike Smith. Thank you,
Mikey, thank you. So this next topic that we're going into is something that's trending right now. It is something that I have mixed feelings about. It is trending very, very high right now. And this is the Sonya Massey incident where it happened in Illinois. And the officers responded to her house. And for what she said was a burglar attempt, or she thought someone was in her intruder or something like that. And it ended up deadly for Mrs. Massey. And so what I like to do is have a little bit of dialogue on it. So Steve, tell me, I know you followed this very closely. What are your thoughts on that? And then we will watch the video for it because our producers have we've shortened the video a lot because that video was like 17 minutes and we're not going to sit here 17 minutes wasting their time.
36 minutes.
It's 36. Well, the one that I seen was 17 minutes. So yeah. So whatever it is, we're not going to stay here. But so what we did, we got to the meat and potato of it. But I'm interested to hear your thoughts on that. Yay, nay, what do you think?
Well, of course, I'm a little more eccentric than everybody else, and I find this video and this situation extremely disturbing. Number one, because she called the officers to the scene. Unfortunately, and I don't want I don't mean to say this on your show. Oh, well, yeah, I do, but I wanted to be taken the right way. A lot of black people call officers to their death. I mean, that's just unfortunately a situation that we have, and it just happens. It's just one of them things that we seem not to be able to get away from because every day we think we're doing better, something like this hits again. And so, we have a situation where, now this is just alleged, we don't know this to be a fact, but a person who has schizophrenia has called the police to her home to say that somebody is breaking into her house, which she could have been truthful about, right? Because I think they later found that her windows were broken out on her car or something like that. So could be true, could be false, could have been her doing it, could have been somebody else, right? We don't know. But what we do know is that the officer gets there, talks crazy. I mean, in my opinion, he's talking crazy to somebody who has called him there. Not the criminal that's being called on, but somebody that's called him there. He starts off crazy, goes crazy, in my opinion, and then ends crazy. And I don't want to give too much before you play the video, but my opinion is just the whole situation and scenario is just bad from front to back.
Okay. All right. What do you think, Jeff?
I want to give my spiel after we watch the video. Let's play the video first.
Okay. And
I want to give my spiel after the video because I have a lot of little tidbits that I noticed.
So let me tell you this here. Desiree said, play the damn video. Y'all talking too damn much. Y'all shut up.
Shut up and play it.
Play the video. I'll shoot your ass.
The names are listed on the screen.
Huh?
Now they asked what our names were. I said the names are listed on the screen.
Oh, okay. Yes. Can I know your names one after the other? Yeah, my name is Daryl. This is Jeff.
My name's Jeff.
And that's Steve on as a guest. So thank you for tuning in, everybody. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and so our producers, I'm going to warn you that the producers have shortened this video to like a minute and some change or something like that. We're going to get right to the meat and potatoes of the actual shooting, because to me personally, I don't care what happened before the shooting. I don't care what happened. Oh, I do care what happened after the shooting, but I want to know why this another black lady, woman, person, or just citizen, black or white, is dead.
Yeah.
I mean, we get a call to their house, and what the hell happened to go from this lady calling us for an intruder to we having to shoot and kill this damn lady? Okay, so I want to know. So, all right, go ahead and roll the video. Here we go. Everybody listen up.
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from the hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
Rebuke you in the name of
You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you right in your fucking face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot!
Okay, so this is from the second officer's body camera.
Yeah.
This isn't the first officer's body camera. Okay, go
He
ahead.
didn't
with
turn
it.
his body
Right.
camera on until
No, he did. He had it on. He had it on. Do what?
I said, talk about muzzle discipline, my lord.
I know. I'm
Yes.
looking at this blade. This dude's blade him to hell.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
19 shots fired. Shots fired! Shots fired! Drop the fucking pot!
Rebuke you in the name of
You better
Drop
fucking
it.
not.
Okay, as you can see, people, it goes from talking regular to deadly force in seconds. Seconds, not minutes, seconds. So this now is the direction our producers, yeah, I know it's very tragic and it's very surreal. Our producers dissected this video frame by frame because I wanted to know specifically what the hell happened. What did that officer see to make him shoot this lady? Right? Now we seen the first video from the second officer's body camera. Now we're going to watch it from the first officer's body camera. Okay? And I want you to pay close attention to it. I'm not going to stop it. I'm going to let the whole thing pass. And if we need to rewind it, we can. Go ahead and play the video.
I'll fucking shoot you right in your fucking face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot! Drop! 19 shots fired. Shots fired! Shots fired! Drop the fucking pot! Bring EMS now. We got a headshot wound to the female. Headshot wound to the female. 1078.
Okay. Now, my perspective on this, I wanted it broke down frame by frame. Go back to the first officer's body cam footage. Now, this is what we got to realize. Let's take emotions out of this for just a second. This is what I seen. And I believe if the officers are wrong, they're just damn wrong and they need to go to jail. If they're right, then they're right. If it's something that I can't call it, then I just can't call it because I'm very 50-50 on this shooting right now. And I'll tell you the reason why. You know, I have a lot of love in my heart, but I will tell you the reason why is because from the time that officer, now I also want to say one thing. Would I have shot this lady? No, absolutely positively not. But because I wouldn't shoot her does not make it illegal for them to shoot her. I just have a lot more patience and tolerance than what I think these guys had. I don't know, but it's not okay. So
well, you did ask me, right? So
okay.
so since I've seen it, I want to give what
Go
I
ahead.
think about this. So we're talking about a pot. It is a pot of hot boiling water.
Mhm.
Can that water hurt the officer?
Mhm.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But this situation does not warrant lethal force. It does not. Don't argue with me. Argue with your mama, but it does not. Okay. She should not have been shot. Worst case, if he felt like, because when I first saw the video, and I was like, well, hey, why would she go over? First of all, let me back up. So this video, it was cut a little bit, but if you saw the whole video, when the officers first initially spoke to her, you could tell something was going on with her. She wasn't completely she was
Mentally stable.
Yeah, she was mentally unstable.
Right.
And then when they took her inside the house, and the officer asked for her name, and she could not give him his name. He said, "You know what, ma'am? If you have your driver's license, that'll help me out a lot better." So she handed him the driver's license. So he got her driver's license, and then that's when the other officer says, "Hey, this is on. You got your pot. It looks like it's going to run over. If you want to go ahead and cut that off, so don't catch fire or some shit like that, right?"
Right.
So at that point, you already know that you're dealing with somebody with some mental issues.
Correct.
You remember, man, we went on a call one time together where we dealt with a lady. Remember that lady with the one of the pads and the bullshit? She was having a mental situation, right? So we already knew that. Now, don't know how seasoned these deputies are, but they definitely should have known that they're dealing with somebody who got some stuff
Some
going
mental
on.
issues
Some
going
mental issues, right? Now we got two officers on the scene. I'll be honest, if my partner is talking to her and I see this shit's bubbling over, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna turn the shit off, and I'm gonna come back over to where he is. I'm gonna finish talking to her. So number one, to even let her go do that, but it happened. Okay, we're not going Monday morning quarterback thing,
right?
But it's hot water. Worst case, if you feel like she's about to throw that shit on you, man, taser, get her under control, call EMS because there's some mental issues going on here. She needs to be evaluated. But did she deserve what she had? No. I think that was an egregious mistake.
Okay, so I got one more thing here. If you go back and you play the video, you're right. I when I first seen it, I was like, oh my God. When I went back and dissected it and seen it from the first officer's body camera, she did get down.
Yes,
she got down.
She said,
I'm sorry.
And she got down.
And nope, that's not what happened. It's not what happened. I'm sorry. I got to tell the truth. That's not what happened.
Tell her. That's what we hear.
So she got down. And then you see where the video kept looping over and over again. She sprung back up, grabbed the pot, and threw it on him. Yes, you do. You see it. Okay, play it. Matter of fact, we're going to make this large, folks. This is too important. There we go. Okay, and we're going to take the comments away for just a second because I want you guys to see this. For just a second here.
Because see, this first guy,
going to take
the officer that did the shooting. See, I did not see his.
Hold on a minute. We're going to do the overlay. Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay. So we'll play it from here. Watch her. You see the pot in her hand. She does drop it. Watch.
Your fucking face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the fucking pot. Drop the fucking pot.
And quickly. Watch quickly. Here, stand up. Stand up.
Shots fired. Drop the fucking pot. Bring EMS now. We got a headshot window.
I don't believe that warranted deadly force. His big ass could have backed up, moved out the way, and then got her under control. I still don't think that warranted deadly force. Steve, what are your thoughts, Steve?
All right, so number one, they told her to get the boiling pot off the stove. That's number one. Had they not done that, she would not ever have been in a position to be shot in the first place.
To do that, yes, I agree with you 100%. The other officer should have went in there, cut the stove off, and let her sit her ass on the couch where she was.
Number two, she literally brought the pot over, and he says, "You better not get into that hot water on me," which caused her to react to his words. Like I said, this guy the whole time was being a butthole from the time he knocked on her door. This is the second thing that caused her to react or say something that what he thought was out of character. But like, and many people, all my spiritual folks said they awoke the devil in this guy when she said, "I rebuke you." We think that something was awakening this guy, because he responded immediately like, "Hey, I will shoot you in your face." How do you go from "I rebuke you" to "I will shoot you in your face"? It's just like
when she's standing there holding a nice hot big boiling pot of steaming water like she's about to throw it on you.
Right, but that's the thing. You have to assume that she's going to do that when you just told her to get it off the stove. So what else she going? Where else is she going to put it? She's bringing it to the sink.
So even though they did, like Steve, I agree with you 100%. Their biggest mistake was telling her to go do that. But watch this. He could have backed his ass up to the far side of that living room where he was until she executed what you had asked her to do. That's almost like being on a traffic stop. Yeah, that's like we talking earlier about traffic stop. I've been on a traffic stop and you ask somebody, go ahead and reach for your license. And then as soon as the motherfucker reach for it, then you pull a gun and shoot on it. We seen a trooper do that shit a couple years ago.
Right.
That's exactly what happened here.
I agree. Yes. But I got to ask you gentlemen one thing. Did the officers have ability, opportunity, and jeopardy? Because that is the only thing that is what counts. Now, I'm not sure about Illinois, but I know in Georgia, ability, opportunity, jeopardy. Can third degree boiling scalding water cause serious physical harm to you? Yes, it's called aggravated assault. Absolutely, positively, right? Did the officers have ability, opportunity, and jeopardy? Yes or no, Jeff?
Yes.
I don't
Yes
think
or
so.
no, Steve?
I don't think so.
What was missing?
I think the opportunity and the jeopardy was missing. And the reason why I said it is, again, when we talk about opportunity, was she close enough with the pot? If we look at the video and you look at when he actually shot her and the pot was supposedly tossed or turned over or whatever, the pot was virtually empty, right? So her having an opportunity, was opportunity there at that range? I don't personally believe so. Can you throw water that far? You know, you got to ask yourself this. Of course, we're talking in the moment for him. Obviously, he probably thought it was opportunity, but jeopardy, no, because remember, it's just like I told somebody the other day on a video. If I tell you to get in the car and leave, and I stand in front of your car, it's not jeopardy. If you take your butt over to that counter after you pointed that gun at her, which you should have kept, why would you approach her instead of keeping your distance? We're never trained to approach the threat that has. I'm not going to approach somebody who has a knife in their hand. Why would I approach you in distance of you being able to throw the hot water on me and close that range? It makes no sense.
Now, Steve, we got Jabba made a good point. They said the cop created the jeopardy. Exactly what you just said. When he walked up to that counter, that's when he created the jeopardy. That's a really good point. Now, when I say yes, my explanation of yes is, could she have? Let's say she did toss that water across the room on him. We're gonna get canceled on that show. Let's say she did toss that water across the room. Would it have got on him to the point of hurting him or incapacitating him? No.
We don't know that.
Here's what the argument is.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. I stand on no.
We don't know that.
Here's what a defense attorney is going to argue. They're going to argue that there's no way that my officer could have known that water would be hot enough by the time it touched the skin to cause damage. That's what they're going to say.
Yes, they will, because he mentions it several times. We're getting away from you from your hot boiling pot of water.
Yes,
but then he mentions that.
It is going to be argued that if you knew it was a boiling hot pot of water, why in all the hell that can be?
Would you go up there?
Would you tell her not just walk up there, but why would you tell her to go cut it off?
I'm not saying mistakes weren't made.
Mistakes were made.
Oh,
mistakes were made. Mistakes were made.
But,
like I said, we don't know their experience. Do we know his experience?
No, we don't.
Okay, because I'm telling you right now.
I heard he was fired from several different
departments. Not fired, motherfucker. How long he been doing the job?
Oh, well, you've been fired. Jesus, you're not gonna shoot nobody over no.
I'm not gonna shoot nobody over a hot water.
Cup of tea.
I'm gonna get the fuck out of the way. I'm gonna back up
and
let her cut the shit off. And I'm gonna say, ma'am, all right, you cut it off, great. Can you come back in here? You can rebuke me once we figure out what's going on with you, ma'am.
Yeah, I agree with you guys in the fact of there were a lot of mistakes, rookie mistakes made with this, and it didn't have to be. But the law only allows us to look at ability, opportunity, jeopardy, not how he talked to her, not what he did afterward. At the split time, did that officer believe that he had opportunity, ability, and jeopardy?
And clearly,
and that's going to be for a jury
because
to
of
decide. But
the law says, what would a reasonable and prudent officer do?
Right.
So I asked,
and then also,
what's the experience level? Now, the experience level really doesn't matter in this case because what he did was what he did. But an experience once again, the law says a reasonable or prudent officer, what would he have done? And I believe that me being a reasonable and prudent officer.
Well, we don't know about that, but go ahead.
Sometimes. No one will for right now, but I am reasonable. But all three of us, I would consider reasonable and prudent police officers. What would we have done in that case? And I will sit here confidently and say we would not have
shot her. I would have not
have shot her.
Let me tell you this from my perspective. We would have never got to where he got to in the first place because once I told her to take the boiling pot off the water, I would have waited until she was done doing whatever she was doing. Not worried about, are you going to put this water on me? Like, what? Right. You're across the counter. What? I'm there for you. Why am I thinking about you tossing this water on me?
So let me ask you a question, Steve. I used to teach this all the time, and you used to always correct me on this. I used to say ability, opportunity, jeopardy, and what?
Preclusion.
Preclusion.
Mm-hmm.
What about that? But you say it's no more.
Yeah,
Is there anything differently that the officers could have did to prevent this?
But
and that is a big hell yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna be preclusion because the thing is, why didn't you let her do what you asked her to do without messing with her? Let her finish and then get back to the topic at hand. Why is it that she's a threat because she's doing what you told her to do? It makes no sense.
Or once again, I'm gonna say as a second officer, Steve, if I'm on a scene with you and you're talking to her, and at this point she's sitting there, you just ask her for her driver's license because she cannot state her name. That tells me and you right there, there's something going on. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna walk into the kitchen. I'm gonna say, ma'am, your pot's boiling over. I'm gonna cut it off for you, okay? Is that okay? She's gonna say, yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna walk in the kitchen. I'm gonna cut that pot off, and I'm gonna walk back over here to where you are so that we can find out what's going on with her. Because once again, from the jump, her speech was slurred. Her words were not connecting. Like
there was clearly
there was
some mental things
there was
going on
clearly
here.
some mental things going on with her.
We have to take a break real quick, and we have to do a commercial real quick. We have to pay some bills. So y'all don't log off. Just give us 30 seconds. We'll be right back. We've got to do a quick station identification real quick and pay some bills. We'll be right back. We're talking about the shooting that happened in Illinois. People, we're going to jump back into this topic as soon as we come back from the station identification.
With over 50 years of experience and a perfected 100% American-made manufacturing process, Tallman Pools sets the standard for excellence in fiberglass pools, spas, and tanning ledges. That's right, our pools aren't just pools, they're works of art, meticulously crafted to bring beauty, relaxation, and endless enjoyment to your backyard. And when it comes to quality, Tallman Pools doesn't cut corners. Ready to take the plunge? Contact Tallman Pools today at 770-478-2257 or shoot us an email at contactus@tallmanpools.com. Visit us at 8993 Tara Boulevard, Jonesboro, Georgia 30236. Tallman Pools, where luxury meets craftsmanship.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are talking about the Sonya Massey Illinois shooting. Officer goes in to answer a burglar call. She called 911 and ends up shooting her dead. Folks, we want your opinion. We want your comments on this deadly situation. You can call in. The number is at the bottom of the screen. At the bottom of the screen here. And then also you can also shoot us an email at info@askacop.live. Like, subscribe to the channel. We want to hear from you. Okay. So we left off with Steve. Okay, go ahead. We left off on, I believe it was you. Go ahead, sir.
So the question was actually talking about preclusion and what they had. We definitely had preclusion because again, we're talking about somebody who created the opportunity to get hurt, right? So I believe this is why Illinois charged him and put him in jail, because they're like, after we watched all this, you did all this. This wasn't a lady who just let me hurt this officer today. This just didn't happen like this. This was a guy who did a situation that she was put in a no-win situation. I'm just gonna say that she was put in a no-win situation because she was doing. It's almost like I said, the South Carolina officer that went to jail for shooting that guy when he told him to go get his ID and he reached into his car to go grab that ID. The officer shot him. I did what you told me to do, but you still shot me. I mean, how else can I win? I can't win. I can't win. It's a lose.
But Steve, I think this is a little different from that.
No, I think it's the same.
I think because she was told to put the boiling pot of water down, she picked the boiling pot of water back up and then threw it on the officer. Nobody has a right to inflict third-degree burns on you. Nobody does. I have a strong thing. How I came to work is how I'm leaving work. Now, would I shot this lady in the head? I would not have done that. But I can't say what another officer would have did was absolutely positively wrong because I'm not seeing it through his eyes. The only thing we're doing is looking at a video. So I don't know if this kid's been burnt when he was a kid by hot scalding. I don't know. But I'm just saying what the law says, if he has ability, opportunity, jeopardy, I think they're going to get him on a preclusion.
But then, and I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm
go ahead,
sorry. So but when we talk about jeopardy, that's the part where I'm stuck at, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about jeopardy, if she would have pulled a knife, right? Let's play devil's advocate.
Mm-hmm.
Let's switch to hot water with the knife. Had she pulled a knife, right? What do? See, I'm still on the side of this woman that I know is having a mental health breakdown. Something is happening to her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably still going to put that taser on her. I'm still not going to shoot her in the face. There's a whole cabinet in front of me. So we're talking about jeopardy. Jeopardy is what can possibly happen here, correct?
Right.
There's still a whole counter in front of me. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put that taser on her ass. I'm going to put her in cuffs, get her under control, call EMS, get the probes out of her. Also, hey, she needs to be evaluated because she is having a mental breakdown. Something is going on with her right now. But I still would say, even at that jeopardy part, once again, I'm with Steve. You shouldn't have sent her in the kitchen. When we do this job.
So if I send you in the bedroom to get your ID and you produce a gun, is that my fault?
I'm going with you. I'm following right on your shoulder.
So
I'm right on your ass.
If I open a drawer quickly and pull out a gun, is that my fault? No.
That's different. Now the jeopardy there is a lot higher. I don't know if there's a level to the jeopardy, right? We do this job, but if I'm walking behind this person, number one, if they're having a mental health crisis,
right,
like that,
I'm not putting them on any danger. I'm not letting them
walk away. So I'm not letting you go to your room and get your ID. Hey, we'll figure out who you are. But the bottom line is the jeopardy, and I'm still going to say, the jeopardy is still very low. I stand on that.
Well, but
it is still very low.
But that is in your mind. That's in Steve's mind. That's in my mind.
No, it's not in our mind. It's in our eyesight. It's what we saw on
this
video.
But the question is
what we saw and how we saw it. It was low. It was very low. It's two of us and one of her. What
she can still inflict serious bodily harm, though.
Yes, but
and she tried to
lethal force.
So before, from the first officer's body camera, when I first seen it, I said, "Oh no, they're dead wrong. He just shot her when she was going down, giving up." Then when I seen it from the second officer's body camera video, I still wouldn't have. I'm telling you now, I wouldn't have shot her. But I'm saying she did jump up
from her knees. How much pain is she going to be able to inflict?
A lot. She did. She threw it.
Not incredible.
She step in. Let me step in.
She did.
Go ahead, Steve.
I said, let me step in.
Go ahead.
Unfortunately, we don't see anything because his arm covers most of what she's doing.
But you see her pop up back up though, and you see her throw the water from the video.
Well, what we see is that there's a pot on her shoulder right here where she's coming back up. But remember, that could have been her.
But she didn't have that pot when she went down.
Yeah, she was empty-handed when she went down. We can see that.
Right. She put it down, then she jumped up, grabbed it, and threw it on her.
But you're saying she grabbed it. We don't see that because it's covered by his arm. But what we do know is that.
Well, how else would she get the pot in her hand then again?
I'm about to hold on, but I'm just saying, when she came back up, what we clearly see is that there is an empty pot, right? Now, what do we know about water and splatter, right? There was no splatter towards his arm, no steam towards his arm.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, it was.
That shit didn't go that far.
No, it did.
It didn't go that far.
It did, and the producers even circled it where the steam came up to them.
But damn the producers, that water did not go that far.
Okay,
water hitting the ground.
Okay.
And they could have backed their asses up.
Now that I agree
because watch this. After that pot's empty, where there's no more jeopardy. If just say she did, throw the pot,
Mhm.
and it hit the fucking bottom of the cabinet, and a little bit got on the top of the counter. They should have backed up, let her throw that shit.
So if
and
I shoot at you,
motherfucker, we talking
hold
about
on. If I shoot at you and it misses you, did I intend to shoot you?
You talking about a gun? We talking about a
If I
pot
threw
of
a knife
water.
at you, if I threw a pot at you, a heavy iron skillet at you, and it missed you, then what still? So the thing is the threat from her. First off, I wish she would have just not done any of that. Secondly, I wish that those guys would have been a lot more patient with her and maybe even did a tactical retreat. That's something we don't do in policing. We don't believe in tactical retreating.
You know why?
I don't know why. Machoism.
No, because that's what I was about to say. Some people put that uniform on and they think they're 10 feet tall and fucking bulletproof.
Right.
So they're not going to retreat. That motherfucker pulled his gun out the holster so goddamn fast.
Yeah.
I want to shoot you in the face. Before he could finish his sentence, his gun was out the holster.
Right.
Sir, you should have backed up to the further side of that house and said, ma'am, put the pot down, turn it off. You can rebuke me later, but I just need you to put that down, turn the stove off.
Right.
That's it.
Again, she didn't say that until he was like, I don't want you to burn me with that hot water.
Well, he's allowed to say he don't want to get burned with hot water.
But once again,
he's allowed to say that.
Okay, so we talk. So even talking to the community. So this is a big form of community policing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even talking to the citizens, we take classes, right? We have a class on de-escalation, right? And I'm 2012 or after, so I have to take that shit every 4 years. You old guys, unfortunately, don't, right? So we have a de-escalation class that we have to take every 4 years. And we also have a class that talks about dealing with individuals with mental health.
Mental health issues. That's
Okay?
right, yes.
So in those classes, between those two classes, and once again, this is Illinois, we're in Georgia, but between those two classes, those two officers, once again, don't know their skill level, don't know their experience. Those two officers, between one of them, they should have been able to depict that there is a mental health issue going on, number one. And number two, officer safety. I'm not going to tell her.
I would have never told her to go
motherfucking pot.
A mental case to go to remove a boiling pot of
Now,
water when you know she's already got.
But here's the kicker: we could never interview them. We could never interview them. But I could guarantee you, if you interviewed them, these motherfuckers had no clue. Probably you could tell they had no clue she was going through something because they still treated her as if she was a normal person. You could tell from the time they opened that door, the officer was like, the deputy said, man, we checked all around the house. We don't see anything. And he said, whose vehicle is it? Whose black vehicle is this? That lady said, I don't know. One officer ran the tag. Guess what? They said the vehicle came back and it was hers. So you should obviously know, right, that something's going on here.
But I think that's why they were digging deeper, though.
I think
that's why they were digging deeper.
But they fucked up when
they were thinking in police mind.
Do what now?
I said they were thinking in police mind instead of community police mind. You're like, hey, she's a criminal because she's lying to us.
Well, but okay, so
and I think that's where their mind was. Because they wasn't thinking that once again, this lady is going through a mental health crisis right now.
So suppose she had the registered owner to that truck outside of her door tied up and with her throat slit in the closet.
We could have found that out later.
Well, but then it would have been shame on them for that, right? So they have to dig deeper into it. I agree with that. The only thing that I want to answer is what ended this woman's poor life? Did they have justifiable reasoning to do that? Listen, I know the guy was a prick to her. I know what everybody's saying. I know what all happened before. Did they have legal justification to end this woman's life? Now, apparently, the DA's office said nope, because he's sitting in jail right now. That officer's sitting in jail right now, facing murder charges. All right. But just because you're charged with something, how many times have we learned this? That doesn't mean that you're going to get convicted of it. But this is our system of government. Yeah. This is the only system of government that we have, folks. So, this is it. So I think that the department did what they were supposed to do. They're not covering up anything. They're releasing the body cam footage. And also, when the sergeant, something that you don't see is, what did Desiree say? Desiree said something.
All right, so we got two Desirees in here, y'all. So Desiree
okay.
S, right? Desiree S says, I agree with Steve. A lot of people don't know what mental health looks like.
Right.
They would choose to believe that it doesn't exist. And I agree. Clearly, these officers had no idea. I'm telling you guys, I've been on several calls with this man where we have dealt with individuals that was going through a mental health crisis. And as soon as we got out of our car, it didn't take us fucking 20 seconds
to realize
realize we're dealing with a goddamn fruitcake. Okay.
Right.
We're dealing with somebody that's going through something. And you know what we did? We sat, we listened, and we thought about, hey, you know what? How do we deal with this situation in a way where we can keep this person calm?
Right.
We can keep them cool, and we can make it to where we don't have to take them to jail, because mental health, just because they're fucking shit up and they're going through mental health illness, does not mean they need to go to jail.
Right.
But it's how the officers react and how the officers deal with that person that makes the difference. And I believe in this situation, those officers should have known from the jump, after talking to her for just a few minutes, that she was going through something.
So Desiree says something interesting. The officers knew he was wrong because they lied about what happened as well. What do you mean by that, Desiree? Explain yourself, Desiree.
What I think what she means is, I don't know what she means.
No, he lied. You watch, like I said, if you watch the whole 36 minutes, you will see this guy just telling all kind of stories, as if she was aggressive towards him or something.
Trying to make it bad. Yeah. Do you remember when his supervisor walked in and his supervisor said, "Where's the gun?"
Right. Oh,
he said, he said,
right.
There's no gun. The pot's right there. She was trying to throw a pot of hot water on me. I can guarantee you
the supervisor was
like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Until I put that dude in the face. And you came to the scene and you was like, oh, Jesus.
I was like, oh,
yes.
fuck.
I bet that supervisor was like,
me on you. Yeah.
He said, "Where's the gun?"
So
gun.
So let's talk about that just for a second, Steve, because spontaneous utterance is very important here, right?
Oh, yeah.
After the shooting, the other officer, the secondary officer, says, "I got to go to my car to get a trauma kit." The first officer goes, "It's a bullet wound to the head.
You don't need no trauma.
You don't need no. She's done." First off, that is a fucking insensitive, stupid ass thing for you to say, you fucking idiot.
And very
right?
aggressive. Yes.
So that you should have been fired for alone right there, you fucking idiot. Now, the rookie officer apparently listens to him, but when the sergeant gets there, the first thing the sergeant does, go over there and looks, he says, that's right, cold-hearted. He says, "Where's the gun?"
Where is the gun?
He automatically assumed that this girl had a gun.
Had to.
Right. Because no one's going to shoot nobody over a cup of damn boiling water. Right. So he says, no, she was going to throw boiling hot water on me. So I had no choice but to shoot her. You see the sergeant's reaction. Y'all just get back outside.
Yep.
Yeah,
Let's go back outside.
Yeah. Because the sergeant knew.
He knew
that the dude was fucked.
Yeah. He knew he was fucked.
What does he say when he get outside? The bitch was crazy.
Yeah, she was crazy.
Yeah, all that stuff's gonna come back on him.
Justify it in
his mind.
In his mind, he's trying to build this narrative that says, "I was justified by shooting her in the face for this hot water." Now, once again, for every officer that is watching this, will hot water hurt us? Absolutely.
It can do serious damage.
It can do serious damage.
I researched and looked at third-degree burns and stuff like that. I wouldn't want that shit.
Yes, but there is still tactics that we take, that we are taught to take to get ourselves out of that situation, so that that we won't get hurt.
I wish I had a boiling hot pot of water right now to throw on you.
I wish you would. I'll beat your 60-year-old ass Right?
That is abuse of elderly. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah. Listen, I can articulate.
But you ain't gonna shoot me in the face.
His old ass threw that hot water on me, Judge, and I wore his ass.
I want his ass out. But are you gonna shoot me in the face?
I'm not gonna shoot you in the face. I am not going. Even though I have to go to the hospital, I'm burned.
This is something that's going to be an ongoing thing, guys. I want to stress something because I have an opinion. Jeff has an opinion. Steve has an opinion. Every day we go to work, we put our lives on the line for you guys. It doesn't make anybody a bad person because they're just opinions. Nobody shot anybody in the face except for this guy. So we're all looking at this from a legal scholar sort of type of thing of would we have done it? We're not second guessing him because we know what he did because he did it. But you can't be mad at Steve for his opinions and views. You can't be mad at me for my opinions and views. You can't be mad at Jeff for his opinions and views.
Don't give a fuck.
And Daryl don't give a fuck neither.
That's my opinion.
But that's what makes us the United States of America. If you can't get mad at people for their opinion. Some people may agree with that officer. Some people may not agree with the officer. That's what we make court of law for. And until it goes to a court of law and he's judged by his peers, which he has a right to do, and someone is sure as shit going to say, well, Sonya didn't get a chance to be judged by her court of peers. He played judge, juror, and execution right there on the spot. And you're right.
I will say, I think the most racist person in the United States of America is on Sonya's side. I mean, he's probably like, damn, son, I wouldn't even shot her.
The what now?
You talking about?
I swear we're gonna get canceled. I swear we're gonna get canceled.
What I'm saying?
I swear to God, we're getting canceled.
that.
It's been nice knowing y'all.
Steve, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understood. Yeah, the most racist
Yes,
person
I'm saying
would say
even the
that was
most
a bad shoot.
racist person in the United States would have said, damn, I wouldn't even have shot her for the reasons this motherfucker shot her.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Like you.
There was such a bad shoot. It was such a bad judgment. It was such poor judgment. It was a very bad shoot. No matter how you look at this,
so
no matter how you cut that pie,
on this
was a bad shoot.
On this one, although I'm not going to say that I'm 50-50 in a road on this because I've been in situations to where I've had people that are going to threaten to throw hot water on me too. And I told them I would shoot the crap out of you too. I've said that, but it was just merely flexing to get them to comply. Right? I never point my gun at nobody and really want to blow their head off. Jesus. But I can't say if ability, opportunity, and jeopardy was I think ability, opportunity, and jeopardy was met. Yes, I do. I have to be honest. I do know that I would not have shot that woman in the head. And anybody that I work with, I don't think would have shot this woman in the head too. Just because you could do something doesn't mean that you should. Just because you have the legal right to do something does not mean that you should.
I agree.
So, and I think that that's where we're at with this thing. I think he was way too cocky. I think he was way too arrogant. And all of that stuff means a hill of beans, whether ability, opportunity, jeopardy.
So James Smith says, I think the cop was being racist and was trigger happy. And then he also said the cop was a meathead.
Hey,
they did say
right.
This motherfucker, they said he was 6'4".
Yeah.
6'4", 6'5", maybe 2 something.
Like a
But I also think that plays a part in jeopardy as well.
It does.
That plays a part in jeopardy as well. So, James, thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
So I mean, guys, like I said, I still know what I said.
He acted like it. He acted like it from the time he hit the door. I mean, he showed, like he said, a meathead. He showed like he was like a stereo, not stereo, but like a steroid type person. Like he just had that anger, like for no reason. It's like everything
like
he was saying was in anger. Yeah, it was just, it was like hurry up. You gonna come to the door? Like, hurry up.
Well, I think that as officers, we have to learn something from these situations each time they happen. If this guy is found guilty in a court of law, he will go to prison for the rest of his life, period, point blank. But we also have to look at what the law says in Illinois.
Oh,
and
that
and did he follow the law in Illinois? We know what it says in Georgia. So they will have a whole process in Illinois about ability, opportunity, jeopardy, preclusion, whatever. So, but the important thing is, yes, another Black woman is dead with this. It's disgusting. I hate it. I don't want to see anybody get killed. Not another Black, white, Spanish, Chinese, anybody get killed by the hands of the police. But at the same time, we got to quit doing dumb shit too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Steve, I want to bring something else up. I know we're getting to the end, to where we have to wrap it up, and this could create a whole another dialogue or conversation. But when we talk about what he's charged with, they are charging him with murder. We talked earlier, and what did I tell you? I'll say the same thing on here is what I said to you earlier. Just like George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin.
That's right.
They charged George Zimmerman with murder and was in an uproar when he got off. It was not murder. He did not wake up that morning. He could have, but it cannot be proved that he woke up with malice intent. Same thing with this officer. When he got to the call, it's going to be hard to prove that he had malice intent. And I think that malice intent is in every definition in these 50 states that we call the United States of America. And I'm going to look it up, but malice intent, I don't believe that officer had malice intent. I do think he fucked up. He fucked up badly. But they're charging him with murder. They charge him with murder. And what I don't want to see is Illinois fucking burnt to the ground because this officer is going to get off if
on
they
a murder
choose
charge, not manslaughter.
To charge him with murder,
right.
Which it should be manslaughter, and what they should be fighting for is the maximum sentence, not murder, because it was not murder. Even though that's what people want to see, because we wanted to see it with Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman.
Right.
People was rallying and holding hands and singing hymns and shit. But guess what? That did not work, and the shit's not going to work now. If my belief, and Steve, I want your opinion on this. My belief, this is Jeff. If they charge him with murder, the man is going to go home.
And they will not be able to retry him on that because of double jeopardy.
So, Steve, hit me with it. Let me know what you think.
Well, I think the charge of murder is accurate. And the reason why I say that is they're looking at his intent, right? So he did exactly what he said he was going to do. And I think they're going to try to hammer that. Now, like you said, will it be pushed through? I don't know. But I think the reason why they charged him, because they looked at that video, the man said, "I'm going to shoot you in your face." And he shot her in her face. It was like no ifs, ands, or buts, questions about it. He did what he said he would do. And so, unfortunately for him, but it didn't have to be malice. We're not talking about, like, how Georgia has malice murder. They can attach malice murder to the murder charge, where it's still murder, but they just attach malice to it if it's a heinous crime, right? So it doesn't have to be malice, because the first thing they charged him with was first-degree murder. So we have to go back and look in Illinois and see if that first-degree murder says that it has to be malice or in some other way. But what we do know is for murder, we have to have intent, right? In order for it not to be manslaughter, because manslaughter means that I didn't mean to kill her, but it happened during the course of, my activities, right? And so it's one of them things where I think
and I can see that, definitely, because he said it.
Yeah, because he said it. I think that's the only reason they charged him with murder, was because he said he was going to do it, and he actually did it.
And a few seconds later, he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
is it going to be?
I could.
I will say this is, we're up on our time, but these are conversations that we have to have as a community. So for everybody that's listening out there, This is what the Ask a Cop show is all about.
Yes.
We're not saying we're going to come here and pity patty around with you and give you pleasantries and kiss your ass and stuff like that. It's not what we're here for. We're here to dove into the law and to give you exactly from our perspective as cops of what is going on. So we're not here to necessarily always just make you feel comfortable. We're here to get to the truth. We're here to talk about community involvement stuff. So with that being said, it is that time. My name is Daryl Triplett. Steve, again, it is always a pleasure to have you on, my brother. And we're going to see everybody next week, same time, same channel next week. All right. Jeff, you have anything you want to add?
No, I am good. I think this was a great show. I appreciate all the questions, all the
Absolutely.
comments. Everybody who is watching, 9,200 people tuned in.
Wow.
But I do think, even though this is a hot topic that we're talking about tonight,
Mm-hmm.
I do think people want to continue
They do.
to talk about traffic stops.
Yes.
Because when we were talking about traffic stops, that's when, like I said, we had 9,200 people in this live. So
Because all 9,200 of them probably have been pulled over.
I'm almost certain. So I don't know if next week will be traffic stops part 2. We could talk some more.
Right.
We bring Steve back. We bring a couple troopers in.
Sure.
But I think that's a big topic because once again, most motherfuckers don't know what to do.
And a lot of shootings happens on traffic stops also.
Stops.
If we do that next week, I'll tell you a situation happened with my son. But until then, guys, that's been our time. My name is Daryl Triplett. This is Jeff Player and Steve Turner. Thank you again for coming on to the show again. You're always a friend and welcome on the show here. Team, we are out. Over and out. Take care.
See y'all next week.
All right. Bye.